on, y'all? I hope everyone's having a nice day, a productive day. I am. It's good. I'm digging this weather, actually. It's white people weather. That's right. Fucking with you. So I thought I'd make a little video, you know, and just kind of talk about some of my adventures in Cambodia, man. You know, because people like to hear about it, and I always end up giving information out and like kind of teaching people some shit, and maybe you guys can learn something from this too, and hopefully just be entertained. And I just thought it was kind of a funny story, man. So one day in Cambodia, it was actually March 2016. So we're coming up. Oh shit. Coming up on 2 years now. Oh shit, man, that's crazy. Over like 2 years now. So I decided I was going to ride my bicycle, and mind you, this is not a long distance bike. This is not a mountain bike or like any kind of high dollar bike. It was the first bike I ever bought in Cambodia, and it cost me $50 American dollars, which is still pretty pricey for a bike, but it was great for the city. It was great for getting around town. Not for going up bridges and down bridges and through endless miles of the burning countryside and through up and down and up and down mountains. It's not made for that. But that didn't stop me. So I was doing ketamine one night with my then roommate. I was doing ketamine one night, and while I was high as fuck on ketamine, I thought about a friend of mine that was living in Cambodia as well, that was going to go from Phnom Penh to the Mondulkiri province in Cambodia, and I'll talk about that here in a second. So I was like, all right, well, I kind of want to go there too. I've got money. I can take time off, you know, whatever. And I was, mind you, I'm high on K right now. And I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ride my bicycle there. I can do it. I can do it. So which I'm actually still proud of what I did do. So let me just get to that. So the Mondulkiri province in Cambodia is in the northeast of Cambodia. It borders, I want to say it borders Vietnam. And another place I went to during this trip was the Ratnakiri province, just north of the Mondulkiri province, bordering Laos, Vietnam, and other parts of Cambodia, like the Stung Truong whatever province and all that shit. And I'm going to talk about that here in a little bit. So the next day I sober up, whatever, but I still have it in my mind that I'm going to do it, and I believe I can. And I could have done it, but I'm going to get to that. So basically, I start looking at maps. I'm Google mapping shit. I'm like, okay, it's 90 kilometers from here to here. I can do that in one day. Blah 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 blah. You know, so I wasn't going into it, you know, not knowing a thing. I wasn't going into it uneducated about what I was getting myself into. Like I did research, and I know full well what I was getting myself into for the most part. I had guest house mapped out. I had distances. I had how much shit to bring with me. Just all that stuff. Like I had it figured out in my head, so I felt good about it. So fast forward like a couple weeks, I tell my friends about it. You know, I tell all my clients about it, and they're like, what the fuck? They're like, you're gonna what? You're gonna, huh? And basically from my house in Phnom Penh to the guest house I was going to stay at my final destination in Mondulkiri province was in this little town called Sin Manoram, whatever. Don't say Sin Manoram, it's Sin Manoram. That's how they fucking say it, okay? So that was like 400 kilometers, which I think in miles that's like, I'm not exact. I think it's around 180 miles. Between 150 and 180 miles. I don't know exactly, but it's far, dude. It's far. So my plan was to take about 3 days and, you know, go about, you know, I don't know, like make it 40% of the way there on the first day, 40% there on the second day, and then on the third day, make it there with time to spare in the evening and chill. So okay, so it's about 4:30 or 5 a.m. in the morning. This is the day that I'm gonna leave, and I'm in my house, and one of the housemates that I live with, she was an older lady who I was a very good friend with at the time, And she was absolutely terrified of me doing this. Let me check my time. Sure, I'm 5 minutes, I'm good. She was absolutely terrified of what I was about to do. She was like, oh my God, you're not going to take a taxi. And she spoke to me in Khmer. She's like, you're not going to take a taxi. You don't have any friends up there. You're going to ride your bicycle. It's so hot. It's dangerous. There's crazy people out there, you know, just stuff like that. And she was right. She was right. So I get up at like, it was like 4:30 a.m., whatever. I get dressed, and I get dressed in a way that covers my entire body. I have gloves. I have a hat with a face mask built onto it, only exposing my eyes. I have socks on, shoes, pants, shirt, all that shit. The only thing you can see on me are my eyes. So, but I go upstairs, and upstairs where my friend stayed, she had essentially a built-in like small temple and a shrine up there. It was actually really cool. It was actually pretty awesome that I used to live there, dude, and that I live with this person. But whatever. She was playing this like this Cambodian Buddhist singing, and she had candles lit and the shrine made for me, and she was like crying. And anyways, I gave her a hug, and I mean, I kissed her on the head. I was like, you know, I'll be back, I'll call you, I'll send you a message on Facebook, you know, all that shit. And not just her, but like all my friends, of course, at the time anyway. Not just her, just to be clear. And so anyways, I go, and about, I don't know, 5 minutes into it, I have a 20-kilogram backpack on. It's like almost 50 pounds of weight on my back, and I'm on a city bike. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be tough. This is gonna be hard. This is gonna be one of the more physically, well, not just physically. It's gonna be mentally and physically one of the most challenging ventures of my life. I mean, I'm gonna ride a bicycle with a heavy backpack on through the farmlands of burning hot Cambodia. Like, it is hot as fuck there, dude. When that sun is high in the sky, you are hot as fuck. There ain't no escaping that sun unless you can get some tree cover or go inside a building, man. That sun is relentless, man. That's the best word I can use for the sun. There's relentless sun. And that's why they're so fucking brown down there, Jesus Christ. But that's why they're fucking brown. Shit. No, but so alright, so I make it over this big bridge. I make it over the Japanese bridge, which for those of you who know, it's in the north side of Phnom Penh. It connects you to Choroi Cheng Va. Choroi Cheng Va is the peninsula across the Tonle Sap River in Phnom Penh. Right? So I go on Choroi Cheng Va and I start going north. And so I'm officially out of the city. I mean, it is the Khmer countryside. I forget the name of the area. I think I was heading towards Prey Veng, and I was in the Svai Reng province. I think that's the province. But anyways, I was essentially heading east, then north to get to Mondulkiri. And I'm all covered up. Remember that. I'm all covered up. My eyes are exposed only. My blue eye. You guys can see. Hey, look at these eyes. Look. Yeah, you guys know you guys know I've got pretty blue eyes. Come on, let's be honest. You know it's true. So they can see my beautiful diamond iced blue eyes. And at first they look at me and they probably just think I'm some regular Khmer person just riding my bike. They just think, oh, whatever, fucking poor person riding their bike, fucking grunt. And then they look at me and they go like this. They go, barang, 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 barang. Like that. And I'm just kind of like, and I'm kind of pedaling. I'm just looking back like, yeah, you know, whatever. Yeah, I'm white, okay. And barang is the term used for like a white foreigner, just as in Thailand they say farang, but in Cambodia they say barang. And it actually means French. It actually means French. But that's a whole nother story. I digress. All right, so I saw some really intense things on this journey, man. And mind you, I did make videos on this. I documented this, so you guys can check it out. Not the actual cycling trip as much, but like the start of it, and then I did videos in the towns I went to in northern Cambodia, and you guys can watch that shit, and I'll talk more about it. So I took my camera with me. I'm like, all right, so I want to make videos, of course. I brought shitload of weed, about 20 grams of weed with me, which is a lot of pot, and a little pipe and a lighter. And every, like, you know, 45 minutes, every hour, I'd fucking pull off. And it was usually I pulled off at some abandoned gas station. It was kind of creepy, because I mean, you gotta imagine where I was. I'm trying to like paint a picture here. Imagine this totally flat. It's flat, and you could see for miles. The sun is high in the sky, is so blue. The sun is so white and yellow. It's so bright and intense. There's not too many trees, but where there are trees, it's just like they're like single palm trees. It looks like a prehistoric. It's like a prehistoric landscape, man. It's so cool. And then you've got like the occasional little villages you pass through where just a bunch of houses, and a lot of them are on stilts because Cambodia experiences like the heavy rain season. So a lot of houses are on stilts. A lot of rice farms, a lot of soybean farms, a lot of the occasional factory, like garment factory or whatever. Probably garment factory. And then you'd go through like little towns and stuff, and it was just so fucking awesome, dude. And that's one thing I want to say to you guys. If you go to Cambodia or any other country, one great way to really experience what you're doing and really experience the local culture and the what's the fuck the term? What the hell's the damn term? The path less traveled or whatever. Cycle. Don't do all the tourist bullshit, man. Cycle outside of town and just explore. Take a map with you and water and food. Like, don't be an idiot, but also explore and like get lost. Fuck it. You'll be alright. You'll be alright, man. Trust me. So anyway, but I would stop off at these abandoned gas stations. It was really weird, man. I guess there's just no people out there. Or maybe the gas stations are only open for when the government or military's passing. You know what? That's probably what it is. They're probably military gas stations or like government gas stations where only they could use it. So like when they're passing through, they can stop there, but it's not open to the public. I could be wrong, but maybe not. Check my time. All right, so I stop off there. I smoke weed every hour or so, whatever. And then I'm like pedaling through the countryside, and the pants I'm wearing are like harem pants or harem pants. I'm not sure how you pronounce. I think it's harem or harem, and they're like the loose, very thin, wispy, billowy, like genie pants. You know that like a lot of tourists get them in Southeast Asia, especially white people with dreadlocks. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, fucking said it. You guys know it's true. Hey, brah, sup, brah? I'm Cambodian now, dude. Fucking idiot. But, so I didn't have any underwear on because I wanted my balls and my cock to freely wisp in the wind. I wanted to get adequate airflow because it's hot. You know, I don't want to get a yeast infection, of course, right? But then I noticed as I'm cruising around, I noticed that that my nuts feel tingly. Like it feels like they're in my pants still, but they feel tingly. And I'm like, I keep like reaching down to like I don't reach down. That's right. I stand up. You guys know how when you stand up on a bicycle when you're riding, especially the fellas, you're standing up to let gravity do the work and let your balls fall back down as you shake your hips like really fast and violently, so your package falls back down and adjusts to a comfortable state of being. Right? Am I right or am I right, guys? So, fast forward about 5 minutes, I simply look down. I simply look down because I wonder what the hell's going on with my balls, and just my scrotum and balls are hanging out of my fucking pants. And they're pink and sunburnt, and it's embarrassing because my balls have been my fucking balls have been hanging out for who knows how long. Who knows how long people have been staring at my pink, burnt nutsack. And it was weird because my dick wasn't hanging out either because my pants had ripped in the seam, like in the middle. But my dick, it was only enough for my nuts. My dick was still beautifully nestled. Beautifully nestled. Just all snuggled up inside of my pants while my pink, sunburnt, glazed donut. Oh my God, no, dude. So who knows how long people were laughing at my fucking balls or like, oh my God, I don't know, man. So my point of the whole point of this video is when you ride a bicycle, you wear your fucking underwear, guys. Nah, I'm kidding. Check my time real quick. About to wrap this thing up, but yeah, man. So obviously, what did I do? How did I fix that? Oh, you know what I did? I just pulled my pants like in a different way. Like I just readjusted my pants and like folded the drawstring or whatever. So so the hole was still there, but it was in a different spot now. So my balls were still protected from the sun. I saw some crazy things, man. I passed by this house, and it was just like this lone house in the middle of this like highway, whatever, like small highway in the middle of this fucking field, little palm trees in the distance, man. It's hot as fuck. And I come up and I'm pedaling, I'm like, man, fuck, I'm just like drudgery, dude, like, god damn, this sucks, man. And then I see this lady out in her front yard, this Khmer lady, by herself, and she's got her arms crossed, and she's bleeding out of her nose, and she's looking into the distance, and she's just like, she's like crying, dude. She's crying, and she looks very upset and very terrified, scared, you know. And then behind her on the porch, I see this Khmer man, and he looked like a rough and tough dude. Like this guy looked, you know, for all intents and purposes, he looked like a dude you probably don't want to fuck with. And he had like empty beer cans on the porch, and he's got his arms crossed too, but he's laying down on his hammock or whatever. And he's just gazing off into the distance. And they're both doing it, but they're both separate. And mind you, this was like a 10-second span of my life. Like this was a 10-second clip of my whole entire journey there. But it stuck out to me a lot. And I was just thinking, man, like these people must be thinking, man, you know, especially that woman who was getting, I mean, I'm assuming the guy was hitting her. I'm assuming. I mean, I could be wrong, but man, like, oh, like the lady was probably thinking, oh, like I live in Cambodia, or you know, like I live in the middle of nowhere. My husband beats me. Where can I go? You know, this sucks. This is a terrible life. I mean, I don't know. It was just really intense to see that, man. Just that little 10-second side view of the lady and the man. I was like, and I just kind of put all the pieces together. But anyways, guys, I ultimately ended up in Sin Monorom, Cambodia. I said fuck it, and I ended up getting a taxi. I made it about 90 miles. So I made it like 150 kilometers. I made it 150 kilometers in one day by myself on the bike. I ended up getting a flat tire. And I got a taxi for like 10 bucks up to Mondulkiri, and then I rode it from there to Ban Lung in Ratnakiri, which is a beautiful area of Cambodia. It's so cheap. The food is so cheap. The accommodation is so cheap. I made a lot of videos on it. I talk about guest houses. I talk about things to do. I went to the volcano lake. I went to all the local Khmer markets, and I have videos on it, guys. So just type in like No Joke Howard Ban Lung, No Joke Howard Sin Monorom, and I'll have the link in the description box below. So y'all shoot me an email, guys. I hope everyone's having a good day. Shoot me an email. nojokestriking@gmail.com. Bitches. Instagram.com @BraytonHoward. Facebook.com /NoJokeHoward. Like and share my shit, please. I love you all. Peace.